Hello, and this is a new Intelligent Politics Online video. I realize I have not done one in many, many years, and I only did a few before. I'm hoping to restart the channel and get it going. It's really hard to do videos when you're raising 3 young kids, essentially as a single parent. So, we're going to start over. But anyway, welcome. And today I am covering the Atlantic and how the Atlantic seems to be able to just drop the ball with reality. In here is we have the article, Why Conservatives Allege Big Tech is Muzzling Them. Google and Facebook aren't infringing on the rights of freedom of expression, but insisting otherwise is politically convenient. By Siva, I really don't want to butcher the last name, and I don't want to pronounce it, so I'm not going to. Siva V. The article is pretty well written. I mean, I'm not going to criticize the writer. The writer's actually really good. But the article seems to lack some reality, and let's get into it. They start off with learning to distinguish evidence from nonsense is a core goal of both liberal and legal education in America. Ted Cruz, a Republican senator from Texas, has a bachelor's of arts in public policy from Princeton. He graduated from Harvard. He has worked as a successful litigator. At some point along the way, Cruz learned how to decide which ideas are baseless. And I agree. I absolutely agree. Cruz did learn how to do that. It goes on talking about earlier this month, he and a fellow Republican senator, Josh Hawley of Missouri, urged the FTC to investigate Twitter, Facebook, and Google for alleged anti-conservative bias. At congressional hearing after congressional hearing, Trump speech after Trump interview, and Fox News, we have heard a steady, coordinated course of complaints about conservative bias, anti-conservative bias, I should say, on these platforms. Serious policymakers wrestle with the complex challenges big tech poses. Others have the right to keep insinuating that platforms are somehow suppressing conservative voices. Now, it's interesting here that they go on to say there is no evidence for these accusations. There are no legitimate studies supporting these contentions. There's no documentation of company officials ordering up anti-conservative bias or policies. But to say there's no evidence for these accusations is too weak. These complaints are just false. Former Facebook workers, we routinely suppressed conservative news. Facebook workers routinely suppress news stories of interest to conservative readers from social networks' influential trending news section, according to former journalist who worked on the project. This individual says that workers prevented stories about the right-wing CPAC gathering, Mitt Romney, and Rand Paul, and other conservative topics from appearing in highly influential section. Deboost, ex-Facebook employee, leaks dozens of troubling docs suggesting censorship of conservatives. The investigative journalism group Project Veritas says it has obtained leaked information from former employees of Facebook, proving the company's alleged bias against conservatives on the platform. There is no evidence for this. There are no legitimate studies supporting these contentions. There's no documentation of company officials ordering up anti-conservative biases or policies. But to say there is no evidence for these accusations is too weak, according to The Atlantic. No. There have been, I mean, this predates by 3 years, by more than 3 years. This article predates this article from yesterday in The Atlantic. There is plenty of evidence. They have all but admitted it. They believe they are guardian gatekeepers and get to pick which truths make it to the public forum and which ones do not. Now, here's the thing. I honestly don't care. I think it's fine if Facebook wants to, suppress conservative voices. If they do, that's fine, but they don't get to be treated as if they're a public forum if they are instead acting as a publisher. And I think that's the real crux of the issue here. Is Facebook, Twitter, and these social media sites, and YouTube included, do they fall into the category of publisher, or do they fall into the category of platform for the public to speech, to communicate with? And if you're going to say that they fall under one or the other category, they need to be treated as one or the other category. Right now, they're trying to play both sides of it, claiming that they're a forum so that they don't get regulated, and then acting like a publisher and claiming they're a publisher when they decide to, say, defund Steven Crowder. Sorry for the bad edit, had to cut out a siren that just went by. They are trying to play both sides, as I said, and you can't do that. You're either a forum or you're a publisher. If you're a publisher, go ahead and demonetize Steven Crowder. Tell Steven Crowder to take a hike for all I care. If, on the other hand, you're a forum, Crowder and others like him, yes, that includes that nut job Alex Jones and Louis Farrakhan and everybody else who somebody doesn't like gets to speak on your platform because you are a platform. And that is the decision that needs to be made, and that is why, frankly, as Tim Pool has often said, regulation is coming, and it's going to come down hard on these companies because they have been playing a game with the rules. And if they're going to be publishers, fine, let them be publishers, but let them follow the guidelines of publishers. That means they get regulated. If they're forums, then they have to behave like a forum. They can't selectively choose who gets seen. They don't get to do that. And I think that's the reality, is that they have to decide which way they want to play it. They realize that they have a political power, and they've chosen to use their political power in a way that benefits their political beliefs. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I support that completely and wholeheartedly. However, in supporting that, they have to realize that if they do that, they aren't a forum, they aren't a public forum, and they are going to have to be regulated as if they aren't a public forum. And that's all. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gets some views, especially coming back online after so many years. I doubt I will, but have a good day, and leave your comments below, and if I can, I will respond to them. Thank you.